This week, something really deep happened. It's not the end of the world, it's not a drama, but it was really intense for me. As you know, we got nominated for the Webby Award, which is awesome, and you can vote here somewhere. But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, I had this week another control, and I went into the hospital, and after the controls, the doctors told me, yeah, everything is fine, and it looks all clean, and I was like, yo, like, great, and I had like the best day of my life again, like every time when I have a clear scan, of course, it was really awesome. And so what happened then is the next day I went to my doctor, and I was like, hey, cool, like, we have good results, and how it's going, and he was like, well, actually not. So it turned out that in the second look, they found again a little metastasis in my liver. And that was the moment my world collapsed again. So I was completely not prepared for this, and I was having a complete other expectation, and it was just overwhelming to like, okay, shit. Yes, I have to go through this whole again, and we are still not there that somehow the whole illness is stable. So I was thinking maybe I can do a video about it. I mean, first of all, I have to say my doctor was not too worried. Of course, it's not the best news, but it's also not the most horrible news. It's a very small metastasis. We have to wait now and see what we do, if we burn it out or we cut it out. And somehow it's for me also part of the learning that it's possible to live with cancer and to live with a chronic cancer and to handle this and to cope emotionally with it, and not every time completely freak out and I don't know, stop everything and yes, I mean, it's not comfortable, so I don't want to talk it nicely here. I just want to share with like how it feels for me. So that's the reason why I'm doing this video and why I want to share this with you. So first things is, if something like this happens or something similar in your life, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as in my case, that it's a cancer diagnosis. The first thing that happens is that you will feel in your body a huge response. It's a kind of an automatic, let's say, call it stress response, the classic fight or flight. And this week I had it really, really visible, because on the first day I saw like, yes, everything is fine and great, and I was like in a high. I could like really feel the high and flow in my body, and then the next day it was like, oh shit, no, and somebody was just draining all my energy out of the body. And it was such a difference, the two physiological state in my body, that I was like really realizing, whoa, the story that you tell yourself matters so much, and it's so automatic. I have no control of that, and I think we should not have the illusion that we say, yeah, you know, just think positive and like it will be fine and everything. No, there is like some hard wiring in our system, in our architecture, that just gets triggered. And I think rather than tapping that over like with positive thinking thoughts, we should allow that. We should allow our body to vibrate in these vibes and let it out, and not try to hide it. And what I observed, not only this week but in all my last years when I had not good results, is then I have like 3, 4, 5 days which are tricky, which are not nice, which I have strong emotions. I get angry, I get sad, I lose energy, my body reacts to this like news, and I allow myself to be there. I work a lot with my body, I take it easy, I try to not overthink too much. I maybe go for a walk if I feel like. I go for a swim or a bath or maybe even a run, or I just try the body to get rid of this like energy that automatically gets triggered by our architecture. And I don't overanalyze it, I just know this is like as if you say you have a guitar and you hit it with a hammer, the whole guitar starts to vibrate like boom, you know? So I just know it needs a time until the whole vibration calms down and I can see like life clearly. And so I just allow myself this emotion, and it's not comfortable, I know, and I also know it goes over, so it will not be forever. So that's really helping, that I'm not like, oh, this is gonna last now for a year. I know it's normally maximum a week in my case.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm talking here about the first physiological wave, okay? I don't want to make it appear that after a week everything is fine and I'm like, yeah, running through the fields and picking flowers. There are long-term effects, but they are very different. What I'm talking about here is the first physiological wave that just paralyzes you and then you move on. I'm very happy to also share like how I deal with the long-term side effects and psychological stress and all the strong emotions, but here I really wanted just to talk about the first wave, okay?
Everybody's different, so don't get stressed if you need a month or half a year, it doesn't matter. It's just be aware that this is like an automatic response and everybody has that somehow. And then comes the point where this first wave of physiological response is like faded away, and there I really observed that I have the ability to make a conscious choice what I do now, because I can sit in this hole and I can sit in this worry and in this like negative story, and I observe that it will trigger how I feel. And I also observe that the story I tell will not change my situation in a way. It will not make my cancer go away, it will not make it better. It will make it only worse because my body starts to feel really negative. And then on the other side, I can choose to try to live my life and to say I have a control of what I do and how I do it. And my cancer does not have control over that. It's kind of a power battle that I say, look, dear cancer, you maybe grow a little bit in my body, but you don't have the power to fuck up my whole life and dictate how I feel about every day and what I do and what I don't do. And I think that's very empowering because that's my freedom, that's my choice. I can do that. And by doing that, it's not that I overtap, that I have strong emotions. It's just I take back some of the control of life. It's the ultimate freedom I have. Like, my cancer will never be able to take that away. Yes, it can shake me, it can make me very emotional, but in the end, I can always make this choice. And for me, it's so deliberating, and that's also what I mean by when I make videos and say with the work I do or with the project from my survival story that we save lives. I mean that very literally. Like if we have somebody that has 1 week left to live and our project helps that person to live this week in the most ambitious way or in the most, how should I say, precious way, like how this person wants to live this last week, we saved that last week and we took away the power from the cancer destroying the last week and let that person like take control back of her life or of his life. And so that's really what I mean by saving lives. It's like you have the power to decide how you deal with the shit that happens. Because shit happens, but that you cannot stop. Like every day you go to the toilet, it sounds really stupid, but it's like every day this happens. And sometimes it's a big and sometimes it's a small poo. But the question is how you deal with it. And there you have the power and I have the power, and I also think that we can reframe it in not shit happens but life happens and then move on. So yes, that's all what I wanted to say. Don't be maybe just last thing, don't be sorry for me. Of course, it's not a nice news. It's of course it can make you emotional. I see that, but don't be sorry for me. Be attentive for you. Like, take it as opportunity to also question your life, what you do and how you spend your time, because it's the most precious thing you have in life. I know very well. Like, I live from 3 months to 3 months, and I choose very well what I do. And if you're watching this and you're somewhere in a position in your life that you're like, I don't know, or you're in a job that you think you waste your time or so, don't be sorry for me. Like, rather take it as a chance to think about what you're doing with your time, because it's the one and only thing that I can really spread to everybody. Is like be very careful how you spend your time, because it will never come back. And to spend it wisely, it's really good recommendation I can do, or what I observed for my own life. So yeah, that's all for me. I will soon make a video again, and if you haven't seen it or voted or whatever, you have seen that we are nominated for the Webby Awards, and you can vote until next Thursday, 18th of April 2019. So vote here or wherever it is, and help us spread more messages to people so less people waste their life. Okay, that's all from me. See you then. Bye bye.